Hi guys, so this video is on writing an equation in y equals mx plus b form. So, we learned about slope, we learned about y-intercept, and now we need to put it together. So when we write an equation, the equation is called slope-intercept form. Alright, that means we need the slope, which is our m value, and our y-intercept, which is the b value. Alright, and how do we write that? Y equals mx plus b. Again, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. Alright, so you've already practiced finding the slope and the y-intercept. Now we're just putting it all together. So let's start with finding the slope from this graph. So we need 2 points that fall nicely. So I see this coordinate and I see, let's say this one. That works. Alright, so whenever we're finding the slope from a graph, we should make a table using these 2 points. So what are these 2 points? I have my x first, which is -3. And my y is 3. X first in this case again is 3. And my y is -1. Just to recap, this is my x-axis. So these are my x values. And this is my y-axis, and these are my y values. Alright, so now for our slope, we need to find the change in y. Alright, so if I don't know how to do that from my head or without a calculator, without our number line, I take my bottom number minus our top number. So that gets me -4. I do the same thing here, so I take bottom minus our top number, and that gets me +6. Okay, so what do I do with those 2 numbers? I do my change in y, which was -4, divided by my change in x, that is 6. And what does that equal? You should get a repeating decimal. So when we get a repeating decimal, we just leave it as -4/6. Alright, before we move on to the y-intercepts, let's do that again, but with the table. So again, we only need 2 coordinates. So I'm going to do 0 minus -2, because it's bottom minus the top. And that gets me +2. And then on this side, I'm going to do -9 minus -5. And that gets me -4. I do my change in y divided by my change in x. And I get -4 divided by 2. And that gets me -2. So I found my slopes for both equations. Okay. Next, now I need to find my y-intercept. So we already highlighted our y-axis in this case. So I'm just looking for where does it cross the y-axis. I see that it crosses it at 1. So that means my y-intercept is 1. In my table, y-intercepts are when x is equal to 0. So in this case, my y-intercept is -9. Alright, so now we take both of those things and we write an equation. Our equation is in the format y equals mx plus b. So whenever you have an equation, you need to have an x and a y. Alright, so the only thing that I'm replacing is the m and the b. My x is there and my y is there. I'm just changing out the numbers for slope and y-intercept. So this first one is my slope. So in this case, that's negative 4 over 6. I got that from here. Slope, slope, slope. Now I take my y-intercept, and I'm going to plug it in for this second number. So I get plus 1. Alright, and that is my equation. Alright, let's do that again. So my slope, slope, slope. So in this case, the number that goes here is negative 2. And my y-intercept goes here. And in this case, that number is negative 9. This is my equation for the second problem. Alright, that is it for today. As always, if you have any questions, type them in at the end of the video.